Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. It's the end of an era, as it will likely be the last Raw before the WWE Endeavor merger goes through. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 11th September edition of Raw, along with the wildest wrestling news, stories, and rumors you need to know, including why was Matt Riddle pulled from Raw and live events. It's the end of an era for WWE. Did Vince McMahon make changes to Raw? Nia Jax is back in the WWE, but why? And more. As always, Wrestlelamia won't recap the show, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. Jey Uso drama continues. As expected, Jey Uso's time on Raw isn't going easy thanks to his many misdeeds helping Roman Reigns over the last 3 years. The storyline of whether main event Jey will tolerate his fellow superstars' distrust until he can prove himself, or whether he'll take the easy way out by joining the Judgment Day, is intriguing. While Wrestlelamia doubts Jey will join the Judgment Day, Jey's journey of redemption has been well scripted and well acted thus far. Tommaso Ciampa does something besides job. It was refreshing to see Tommaso Ciampa doing something besides hanging up "Where's Johnny" posters or counting the lights for opponents. Ciampa isn't a main event star, but he has the look, moveset, and attitude to be doing more than he has been over the last few weeks. Hopefully, tonight's save on the Alpha Academy and subsequent team-up will lead to something big. An excellent six-man match. Tonight's team-up between Alpha Academy and Tommaso Ciampa vs. Imperium was an exciting match that once again showed how factions can be used to create fresh matchups. While Imperium dropping the bout to the babyfaces was predictable, it's become a ritual that Imperium loses six-man tags immediately after Gunther throws back his latest challenger. It was an exciting and entertaining match. It's unfortunate the WWE doesn't utilize its factions more by creating a six-man tag title. Then again, if WWE can't book a traditional tag title, its work on a trios title might be even worse. Drew's fuse is lit. How long until heel turn? Drew McIntyre's fuse has been burning for the last few weeks after one miscommunication after another with the New Day. The storyline has been particularly entertaining because WWE has given Drew some valid reasons for being upset, whether it's Jey Uso's presence on Raw or McIntyre's run-ins with the New Day. Don't be surprised if the fuse reaches its end next week and things explode with the Scottish Warrior reverting to the Scottish Psychopath. Rhea Ripley Frog Splash. Is there anything she can't do? Rhea Ripley had another excellent match tonight, and props to Raquel Rodriguez too, as she demonstrated she can sell a beatdown as well as deliver one. The Eradicator also reminded fans that she's not complacent with her wrestling repertoire, as she delivered a nice-looking frog splash to Raquel Rodriguez, complete with a shimmy that would have made her boy Dominic proud. The bad. Shayna-Zoe team is good, but what a waste of two singles stars. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark are already looking like they could be a formidable tag team. However, is this the best role for either woman? Shayna Baszler has held the women's tag titles 3 times, cold comfort for someone who was a dominant women's champion in NXT. As Wrestlelamia has noted before, Ronda Rousey reportedly put Baszler over at SummerSlam to help cement the Queen of Spades as a singles star. That doesn't appear to be the case, and booking her with Zoe shows a lack of imagination. It also suggests WWE has little confidence in either woman as a singles performer. Nothing ugly, but tonight's Raw was an entertaining show with every segment meaning something. Normally a Miz vs. Akira Tozawa bout would be meaningless, but the WWE used it, particularly Miz delivering 3 skull-crushing finales to Tozawa to show how LA Knight has gotten under the A-lister's skin. The big question is whether Raw was entertaining enough to keep fans from tuning into Monday Night Football. Matt Riddle pulled from WWE events. Topping today's news is the latest update on Matt Riddle's position in the WWE following an incident this weekend where JFK airport officers responded to a report of a disorderly person disembarking from a flight. That person turned out to be Matt Riddle, who later accused an officer of inappropriately touching him. Riddle's social media post was subsequently deleted. Now, both WWE and airport officials are investigating Riddle's allegations. Meanwhile, WWE has reportedly pulled him from upcoming shows. PW Insider is reporting wrestling's Ultimate Bro won't be at 2 live events he was scheduled for this weekend. This follows a report that Riddle was pulled from the 11th September Raw due to an illness. Dave Meltzer reported on Wrestling Observer Radio that Riddle was not on the show tonight, but that's because he had a double ear infection and bronchitis. It was not a punishment as far as I know. He may have been punished also, but as far as anyone knows, it's an illness. WWE has not made any comments on it at all. Skeptical fans may question the medical excuse as a cover for the WWE punishing Riddle, but until more details emerge, such views are pure speculation. The end of an era. It's the end of an era in wrestling as the Endeavor WWE merger is now official. As a result, Vince McMahon no longer holds a controlling interest in the company he took to great heights. Instead, he will serve as executive chairman of the merged companies now doing business as TKO Group Holdings. Nick Khan will serve as WWE president. Mr. McMahon released a statement praising the merger and commenting, "Given our collaborative, trusted relationship and Endeavor's incredible track record of a success-growing UFC, we believe WWE is optimally positioned for future growth and success as part of TKO. Our focus remains on delivering for our fans across the globe as we take the business to the next level alongside UFC and Endeavor. Much like when Vince McMahon purchased the WWF from his dad, this is the end of one era and the beginning of another. Will TKO take WWE to new heights? Only time will tell, but Wrestlelamia will be there to cover the story." Did Vince McMahon make changes to Raw? Speaking of Mr. McMahon, there are conflicting reports about whether Vinnie Mac made changes to last night's Raw. Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that Vince McMahon is back. He made multiple changes to the show tonight. There were also changes made by Triple H, and they were last-minute changes. I asked what the changes were, and maybe I'll know more tomorrow. I asked one, and all I heard is that they are probably changes for the better, but there were many of them. Vince is back from his surgery leave. However, Better Wrestling Experience disputed this, commenting, "Again, show was approved 2 hours before live, and that was draft 2 of the show. Draft 1 had a few different segments, but that was only blueprints as usual, and things changed throughout. Meltzer, you're clueless." The real story isn't what changes were made, but whether Vince McMahon is back from medical leave. If he is, will he become even more involved and creative than he was during the negotiations for the WWE Endeavor merger? LA Knight's deal with WWE far from finished. It looks like LA Knight and the WWE haven't reached anything close to an agreement on a new deal for the company's hottest star. Fightful Select is reporting on the talk about the WWE's efforts to sign Knight to a new deal. No deal's been agreed to, and it doesn't appear imminent, but they'll keep negotiating. Fightful also noted that Knight still has a considerable amount of time left on his current deal. The site also stressed that LA's current push has no bearing on the contract negotiations. Nia Jax is back in WWE, but why? Nia Jax is back in WWE, and according to Fightful Select, she's been signed to the company for over a month. The Patreon site added, "She's the first signing that was made since Vince McMahon forced his way back into the company that returned on main roster TV. The Endeavor WWE merger is happening this week, but we're told it's unrelated to her popping up on TV. Several within the company actually thought she'd return before this." Jax was released in 2021, but did appear at this year's Royal Rumble. It's unknown what specific reasons WWE has for bringing her back, but judging from her actions on last night's Raw, it appears she's headed for a program with Rhea Ripley and/or Raquel Rodriguez. Unlike most of WWE's women's roster, Jax has the size to present a credible threat to both women. The WWE may feel Jax can add another veteran presence to the locker room in addition to Natalya. However, as fans have already mentioned, Jax's history of hurting opponents makes this a questionable hiring. Mandy Rose returning to the ring? Could wrestling fans see Mandy Rose step back into the ring? The former NXT Women's Champion was recently asked on Instagram about whether she's returning to action, and she answered, "Funny you asked. Your girl may or may not be a free agent very soon." It's unknown if Rose has any offers to work in a particular promotion, or if she's in the midst of negotiations. One thing that could keep her out of WWE is the adult content on her FanTime account, content which is believed to have led to her dismissal from WWE. Rose may be considering work elsewhere in a promotion that doesn't care what she does outside the company. If so, where do you think she'll work? Let us know in the comments below. Well guys, there you have it, Wrestlemania's analysis of the 11th September 2023 edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know in wrestling. Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, check out our website, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.